Hi, I'm Nina with Mederi Health, and today we're going to be showing you how to work with some leafy greens, and we're going to do some really easy recipes so that you know how to bring these things into your diet. Right here we have collard greens. A lot of people walk right by these in the grocery store, but I have a simple, easy recipe for you with that today. This is a type of a kale. It's called lacinato. It's more of a flat leaf kale. And then here is another kind of kale, and it's a curly kale, and that's best for a different kind of recipe than the flat leaf. I'll show you two good recipes for each one. Some of the main things that you need when you're working with greens are a good knife, a cutting board, and a salad spinner. Pretty easy stuff. Salad spinner is pretty key, and you'll see why as we go through. So the first vegetable we're going to work with is collard greens. There are these broad leaves, and they have a pretty thick stalk, so I like to cut that right out. And I'm going to show you how to do that. You just make a couple of cuts down the middle and pull out this part. This is really not something that's easy to digest, so we just kind of toss it. It makes it a lot easier to do something that we're gonna make ribbons of greens, and it would be really hard to do that if we had that thick stalk in the middle. So what you want to do is you want to start to stack up these halves of the leaves, and then you're going to just roll them, and this allows us to make some really nice ribbons with the collard green. And this method actually has a fancy name. It's called chiffonade. You don't need to be a fancy chef to do this. I'm definitely not a fancy chef. I'm just someone who likes to get some good, high quality foods into the diet for good health. So you just roll those leaves up, and then you just cut them and make these really, really nice ribbons. And then what we're going to do is, I haven't washed the leaves, so we're just going to put the ribbons into the salad spinner, and we're going to wash those greens once we have a little bit more in there. So this is why the salad spinner is such an important item to have in your kitchen when you're working with greens, because you're going to just rinse them off. You might want to rinse them a couple times, and then you're just going to get some of that water off of the greens, and then you're ready to saute them. It's really, really easy. One of my favorite items in the kitchen is this toasted sesame oil. It adds great flavor. Again, the toasted is really, it's the most flavorful sesame oil. And it's going to give our collard greens an Asian flair, which is, most people really enjoy that. What I do, because this is kind of expensive, I use a little bit of the toasted sesame oil, and then, because you need a little bit more oil in the pan, I'll add some canola oil, organic canola oil, or safflower oil, just another light cooking oil with some good essential fatty acids. And let's see, I probably need a little bit more of the toasted sesame oil. You see it's really dark in the pan. That's how you know it's the toasted sesame. And then this, I like to use the wheat-free Tamari, and it's basically just a really high-quality soy sauce that doesn't have any wheat filler in it, which is important, especially when you're following the gluten-free diet. And so that's pretty much what it looks like in the pan. I don't measure it out, but I'll just put a few dashes of the Tamari and maybe a few tablespoons of the oil, and then I get it warmed up, so it's going to be about a medium heat. So right from the salad spinner into the oil and the tamari that's already a little bit warmed up, just put it right into the pan. And then these are some of my favorite kitchen utensils, some tongs, just so you can, it's kind of an extension of your hand, so you can kind of get in there and toss the greens, and you see how easy this all is, but it actually looks pretty fancy, so your family would maybe be impressed. Or if you really like this and you think other people would enjoy these greens, you could bring them to a dinner party or what have you. It just looks really fancy and fun, but it's so healthy for you. Collard greens have lots of calcium, lots of vitamins and minerals. Some people think you can only get calcium from milk and cheese and dairy, but you can get lots of calcium from leafy greens. So we'll just gently saute this for maybe 5-10 minutes. Again, on medium heat is best. If you heat it on too high of a heat, it's actually really not good for the oils. And so some of these oils are best used at medium to low heat. So we're just gonna toss it every once in a while, and it'll probably take 5 to 10 minutes to cook. So here we are. It's just actually a few minutes later, and you can see the greens cook down quite a bit. That's what you'll notice when you're cooking most leafy greens. It's just because there's a high water content in the greens, and then when you're sauteing them, that water just cooks off. And so you can see that they have cooked down, and they're a little bit darker, and they're gonna look and feel a little bit more tender. So these are really almost done. Well, they're pretty well done and ready to serve. So we'll just put some on a plate, and my favorite thing to do is season them with a little bit of chili paste or even some, here we go, some hot pepper flakes. So either way, you could shake a few hot pepper flakes on them or just top with a little chili paste. Here's Lauren, and she is trying this for the first time. I hope you like spicy things, Lauren.
I do.
Good. It's those ribbons. Gotta twirl them like spaghetti. You like it?
Definitely spicy, but delicious.
You don't have to use as much spice as I do. So from start to finish, pretty much took less than 10 minutes. Really easy. And it starts like this in the grocery store. You don't have to be afraid of these anymore. You can just bring them home. You know how to cut them. You know how to wash them. And you know how to use some simple, healthful ingredients to make a great dish that tastes really good that your family will love.